Hello, I'm Ombute Devi, and welcome to the weekly share and practice. So, what's the share? The share is the sharing of the reflections that's moving through my community. And what is the community? Is a heart-based community where we practice heart-based practices and setting intentions to just move in our everyday life, being more grounded in our hearts. And I usually do this on Sundays with my cacao. And this weekend I was in a beautiful ceremony. And so after the few days of facilitation, I had to take a little nap. So that day left without any postings. And so I am here today to just share some quick reflections, and just wanted to give you a practice that I sometimes use to open up space. And I used that this weekend for opening up and closing space. And this has to do with actually coming into the remembrance of our inner space, our inner heart base camp, so to speak. So I'll share that with you. And I'll follow through also with some of the sharings, the reflections that were moving, the movements that were in the community. And first of all, I want to say how lovely it is to be in your own flock, right? To be flying with your own flock. And so, my sharing, my medicine is not for everyone. My teaching is not for everyone, of course, right? But for those who live in a certain frequency and resonance and desire to, sometimes come into this field and really blossom through sharing their own individual perspective on a heart-based life, living, moving towards that, building community around a heart-based consciousness. And I'm always so in awe of individuals that have walked all kinds of different paths in their lives, very different from mine, and come and share such beautiful reflections and amazing medicine for everyone. And so this happened this weekend. There were everything from, parents of toddlers, to medicine women, to CEOs, to artists and musicians. It was really beautiful. It's really beautiful. And it was an honor to just hold that space, that container, for that love to flow through in such amazing and different expressions. Everyone has medicine to offer, and we can offer it truly purely when we are in our hearts, right? So that's what that was about. And I wanted to share just this very simple practice. So kind of a little bit like a meditation. It was more received like a meditation, I think, but it is a practice of coming into the heart and opening up the frequency of that innate, intelligent force that we have, that we are. Yeah. So let's do this. So let's sit with a beautiful erect spine. Excuse me. Just gotta get my throat. I've been using it a lot this few last days. All right. So let's come in to our internal terrain by closing our eyes. It helps sometimes to just bring our awareness inwards. And as we are allowing gravity to give us a big hug, just softening while still sitting in an erect posture, softening everything else in the body. So to release that surface tension that we have, naturally that we have, just release it a bit and let gravity just hug us. Just a big hug of mama. And we can place our hands on our heart and one hand on our tummy to help direct the energy downwards, walking into our own inner territory here. And just notice right here where we are, how it's feeling already, maybe feeling a little settling, a little quieting down. And as we bring our awareness down to the heart, the center of our chest, we might feel a little bit more settling. And so let's open up our breath and breathe in and out through the area of our hearts. Beautiful. And now, let's open our first chamber. We have 4 chambers in our heart. Let's open up our first chamber. It's just the right atrium. With our breath. And with our breath, we open up acceptance. And so we breathe in acceptance, and we breathe out acceptance in the first chamber. And that is really about truth and trust, self-trust. Trusting yourself, right? Self-acceptance. So let's keep opening up the breath a little deeper into the second chamber of our hearts. And open up that chamber for surrender. So we breathe in and we breathe out surrender. And surrender is our strength. As we are surrendering, to ourselves, to the deeper and grander and wider and infinite self. We are surrendering to the trust that we opened up in our first chamber. We're surrendering to the self-acceptance, just as we are. And then we keep extending the breath to the third chamber of wholeness. So we breathe in and out wholeness in our third chamber, to allow the presence there, the presence of our inner union. That's the wholeness, the presence of our inner union. And so we open up the breath even further to the fourth chamber. And in the fourth chamber, we open up the breath to release, to the big release. Any resistance that is in the way of us breathing the breath of our union of self, allowing us to be encouraged to be ourselves. So we surrender any resistance. Right? We release it. So that we release. So we breathe in again, the release of any resistance. And then we breathe out, release. Anything and everything that is in the way of us, really touching the presence, being present, presencing the presence, right, of our inner union. Now let everything go. It's already been done. And know it to be so. And then just softly, simmer in whatever is moving by just simply softening and offering it your breath. That's all. And that's how we open up our space, our inner space for this week. We can do it every day, every morning as a practice to really invoke those beautiful heart traits, activate them in each chamber, each and every day, to keep installing and anchoring down the frequencies. Yeah. So much love here, so much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. And so it is. I'm Presence. Bye for now.